No matter what business you're in, there are literally thousands of leads and opportunities to be found on the lead generator. Once you start searching the system, in fact, hopefully you'll find that there are many prospects who have posted an explicit need for your products or services. In other words, they've specifically said that they have a need for the very products or services you sell, and they're looking for a solution, maybe even right now. But there will also be many other opportunities, perhaps the majority of opportunities, where the prospect may not yet know that they have a need, or it isn't articulated in a way you expect, or where they're aware that they could benefit from your solution. Recognizing these as opportunities is the key to developing an effective search strategy and achieving the maximum of success on the lead generator. This is because you can, with the easy-to-use tools available on the lead generator, make an intelligent and important inference, a guess if you will, that a particular company ought to be a good prospect for you. This could be based on what business they're in, it could be based on some competitive solution that they currently buy, or even based on their profile or their PR. But by broadening your searches, looking at users' postings, and understanding what they're all about, you can find lots of additional opportunities. Opportunities that, hopefully, less creative and proactive competitors won't take the time to find. So what we're going to do in the next few minutes is show you how to find the low-hanging fruit. But we're also going to show you how to find even more great leads by making inferences, the key to really successful search. Once you've posted your company's data, its description, its products and services, its needs and organization chart, as well as any leads, ads, or PR, you can start doing some serious searching, and you won't get blocked from seeing anyone else's data. In the first example, I'm going to assume that my company does business-to-business telemarketing, because that happens to be one of the things we do. We'll look at a couple of other examples later on, but this will give us what we need to illustrate some basic techniques for finding leads. I'm going to start by using basic search, since that's initially the easiest one to use, and it will allow us to refamiliarize ourselves with the structure of the database. So now, if I type in the word telemarketing into the search box and click on Submit, let's see what I get. You can follow along using any search term that describes your products or services too. When you hit the Submit button, the system will search through its various tables for the search term. So let's start by showing you exactly what the system is doing. There are 7 key tables in the system. The first table it's going to search is the company descriptions table. Just like any other search tool on the internet, the lead generator is going to look for that search term in the text of the entries. In this case, the company descriptions that you and other users have posted. Unlike other search engines, though, notice that we don't search all the tables at once and throw all the results in one bucket. This is because if you're selling telemarketing services, for example, getting a hit on someone who sells telemarketing services and therefore has it in their company description is a lot different from getting a hit on someone who needs telemarketing services and has posted it in his needs entries. The former is a potential competitor, while the latter is a potential prospect. That's why the lead generator keeps the results from all the different tables separate, so you know what you have. Here you can see how the system works. As you can see, the first section shows companies that have the word telemarketing, which is the search term we used, in the company description table. In all likelihood, these are competitors, but that's okay. I should be in there too, and you never know. Next, the system shows you companies that have posted products and services that have the word telemarketing in the description field. Again, these may be competitors, but they could also be resellers who might be open to another vendor. For now, though, I'm not going to do anything about it. But next I come to the needs table. In this table are people who have posted that they need or buy telemarketing services. This is what we might refer to as the low-hanging fruit. These are people who have posted an explicit need for what I sell. I may still need to qualify them further. For example, are they nearby, or maybe the need is latent and not current, or maybe they only want to do consumer telemarketing, which we don't do, but on the surface, these are people I think I'd like to talk to. And so I can, right through the lead generator. I can also, by the way, find out more about them, and hopefully I can learn enough to tell me that it's worthwhile to send them a message, and maybe they'll be a fit. Before I do that, though, let me just scroll down and show you what else is there, and then we'll come back up and chase down these potential leads. Below the needs section is the lead section. Now, before you get confused, let me apologize for some terminology. On the lead generator, when we talk about a lead with a capital L, we're referring specifically to an entry in the leads table, one of the 7 key tables of the system. And that's what you're seeing here. As you can see, there's one posting in the leads table that had the word telemarketing in it. When we refer to the generic term leads with a lowercase l, we really mean any piece of information that suggests that there's an opportunity for you, on the sell side or the buy side for that matter. I'll try to be specific and tell you that I'm talking about an item in the leads table when that's what I mean, but hopefully you'll be able to tell which I'm talking about from the context. Anyway, going back to this entry in the leads table, here's a posting that I'm definitely going to want to look at more closely, because if someone posted a lead for telemarketing, chances are that they, or someone they know, needs telemarketing services, hopefully the kind we offer. Scrolling down further, you can see the ads table, and not surprisingly, here's an ad that I posted for our services. Then comes the PR board, and I can see one of my entries that has the word telemarketing in it. And then is the attachments table, which contains all of the brochures and other materials posted by other users, including, as you can see, our corporate brochure, the title of which has the word telemarketing in it. Okay, so let's go back up to the results from the needs table and see what we have. Although you could, and perhaps should, start at the top of the list and work your way down in an organized way, to save a little time, I'm going to just pick one that is in our rough geographic area and see what I get. We're in New Jersey, so let's go with this person, Jack Castaneda, in Briarcliff Manor, New York. And by the way, all the data you're seeing is real data on the system right now. He posted it on March 20th, 2011, so it's pretty current. I also see that his win bar is almost all green, so he's doing his part for the win-win that underlies the lead generator, so he must be a good guy. So let me click on the details button and learn something about him. Okay, we can see here that he sells business phones and internet services. They also sell VoIP, which is interesting because we're thinking about switching to VoIP, so I might want to talk to him about that too, which should of course suggest to you some other uses of the system. I see his company is called Communications Business Services. He's in Briarcliff Manor. His organization chart just shows him, but it does have all his contact information, and considering what he does, I doubt he's a one-man shop. I can see all his products and services, which is consistent with what he says in his company description, and there in the needs section is exactly what I thought I'd find, a posting, a need for telemarketing services. Now, for sure, he buys, if not currently, at least at some point, a lot of other things. And as he gets more comfortable with the system and recognizes the value of the system on his buy side, I'm sure he'll post his other needs as well. But I, for one, am certainly glad that he posted that he needs telemarketing services, since that makes him a pretty well qualified lead for me, at least regardless of what else he needs. In fact, evidently he is so anxious to find a telemarketing vendor that he also posted it in the lead section. This is definitely a guy I want to talk to. And as I said, I will also want to hear about his VoIP services, since I'm tired of paying $400 a month for my regular telephone service. Now I can also take a look at his website, since he posted his URL. And if I click on the link, the system will bring up his website in a new browser window. And after looking at it, he still looks like a good prospect. So I go back to the company details page and I decide to send him a note. To do that, I simply click on his name next to the need he posted for telemarketing services. This will bring up a message window. I write him a short note, click send, and I'm done. Now, when this happens, note that it doesn't just send him an email directly, because remember, the lead generator uses its own internal messaging system. But the system does send him an email periodically to let him know that he has an unread message on the system, and when he comes back to it, he'll see my message. And since in my message I also told him I want to talk about VoIP, that should also get his attention. Of course, I can also contact him directly, which I'll probably do, since I very much would like to get this sale. But remember, I didn't know this prospect was out there until I did the search, so far I'm ahead of the game. There's one other thing I should mention that the system will do for you, and that is, when I send the prospect a message, it's going to add that prospect to my contact management system. I'll talk more about that in the contact management discussion, but suffice to say that one of the things you get with the lead generator is a way to manage your funnel that can help you close the sales leads that you find on it. Okay, so I found a lead which, as you saw, was pretty explicit. He clearly posted a need for telemarketing services, his company details look good, and all in all, that was good enough for me to want to reach out to him. But there's something you may not have noticed as I was finding this lead. Specifically, go back and take a look at the lead he posted. As you can see, evidently he posted a lead in the leads table for an independent sales agent, the description for which was, CBS is looking for a telemarketer who can sell phone and internet services to businesses. Remember that when I did the initial search, there was one lead, that is, an entry in the leads table, that contained the word telemarketing, and this wasn't it. That lead was from a guy named Robert Velasco. The reason Castaneda's lead didn't come up, of course, was because he used the word telemarketer, not telemarketing. And while I could have searched on a character string like telemarket or market and gotten both hits, this begins to introduce the concept of making inferences to find leads. That is, if you keep in mind that other users might not use exactly the same terms as you when they post a need or a lead, then you can add to your strategy searching on variations of the terms that one would ordinarily use. Thus, for example, I could search on telemarket, telemarketer, or telemarketing, but I could also search on call center, prospecting, bird dog, and all sorts of variations on that theme. So the first step, after you've searched for needs based on what you thought to post, you can search for needs based on how you think other people might have described it. Keep in mind that by using SIC codes and NAICS codes, the lead generator does standardize things for you a little bit. But there might be several codes for any given product, so you want to be sure to post all the ones that are appropriate, not just one. But this gives you an introduction to basic search and how to find some of the low-hanging fruit. Be sure to review some of the other videos like Quick Check, Advanced Search, and especially how to make inferences. But this should get you started.